This is where it's probably going to get a little bit risky. Gosh, I hope we don't have to go get this. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. It's the DJI Mini 3 Pro range test today. So here it is. Remember, I did a bunch of, a couple of reviews on this, unboxing, regular flight test, in-depth. Go ahead and check those out. They'll pop up here. Also down there in the description if you want to see how this thing flies and all of its features and stuff and how they really work. We're going to take this thing out. I'm just on my roof today on the balcony, and just a beautiful day. It's been raining for a while and we finally got some clear weather. So kind of like my DJI Avata test, I'm going to take the same route and go out to those peaks in the background out there. Hopefully you can see them. You'll see them better in the camera once we get out there. So anyway, this is going to be the first video in a series of range tests for the Mini 3 Pro because multiple things going on here. First of all, I want to test it with this advanced controller that has the screen on it. It's got the built-in antennas. This is the Fly More combo. So I got the original battery that came with it, which is smaller, and then I got the 2 extended flight batteries. And so I want to see how far it's going to get with both batteries. Stay tuned for that. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out this series because I'm going to have all those videos up. If you just get the standard setup controller that has the antennas that come out. Some people were saying that you might get more range with that, so we're going to test it out and see how that works too. So there's going to be probably a series of about 3 videos on the Mini 3 Pro specifically for range testing. So anyway, let's boot this thing up and get started with the first in the series of the Mini 3 Pro range test. Let's see how far it goes. We're going to be going out in normal mode for this flight. Now there is a little bit of breeze right now. It's kind of variable. I have no idea how much breeze is out there, but it usually kind of comes up in the valley there. If you remember the Avata range test, I kind of had to bail it and go get it. It didn't quite make it back. One of the weird things I noticed on this, let's start the screen recording real quick, is the IMU calibration has issues. If you see on the screen right now, I'll have that up. Look at this. IMU calibration required. So I'm always having issues with this here. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I got a defective Mini 3. So that's kind of discouraging. And there we go. So it's restarting. There we go. You see how it's all done. But now I only have 98% power. So that sucks. So I am going to have to switch this battery out. And then hopefully we don't have another IMU calibration error. All right, screen recording, and I want to start the OnCraft recording. So I'm going to be recording that, guys, in 4K 30 frames per second. And here we go. So everything is disabled, straight out. All right. And let's do this. Okay, so this, you can kind of see those peaks a little bit better up there. See them? That's where I'm flying towards. And I really don't want to go up too high. I'm just going to bring it up like maybe around 100 feet. Because who knows how the freaking wind is. Pardon my French there. So I'm just going to keep it right around here like 100 feet. So I'm just, if you can see in my hat cam, I'm just holding the controller with full stick forward in normal mode. I'm holding these front antennas straight at the craft, right? So we can get the best possible. And look at this, the craft is turning to the right. So this is also another issue I've been having with it. I'm having to put a little bit of a left thumbstick in to keep it straight at those mountains. I'm pushing to the directly straight ahead and it's turning to the right. So this is another issue I've been having. It looks like it's possibly walking a little bit sideways too. I did multiple compass calibrations, you know, and it's just still kind of doing this. Look at that. It's almost like it's trying to do an orbit or something. So I don't know, guys. I mean, this is how it's working for me. Let's get the map up here, or actually the compass, and so we can see. So the compass is pretty neat on this. They just changed it a little bit. Boy, it's flying like sideways. You see this, guys? Is this because of the wind? I think so. I'm full stick to the right. Holy smokes. This might be a challenge to get back home. Boy, that scares me a bit. Now I'm pushing to the right and forward a bit. What in the world? I think it's just a quirk of the flight controller here, doing weird things. I don't think the wind is that crazy around there. See, I'm having to adjust this to make it go straight towards those peaks out there. Anyway, I'm just going to keep flying that way and adjusting as necessary. But you see how I keep having to adjust the head. So here we are, guys, with the extended range battery you can get. I'm not sure if you only can get this with the Fly More combo extended range, or if you can buy these batteries individually. I'd assume you should be able to buy them individually. But yeah, anyway, this is the extended range battery, and we're at 92%. We just reached a mile. I'll have had the mileage popping up each mile, and I'll also have it in kilometers too, so you can kind of see that. But just kind of wonky the way it's flying to the left. I don't like that, man. And as I put in some right stick, you see how it's now turning to the left. So that's so weird. I think it's just a weird compass issue. So Mini 3 Pro, I don't know, you may have some issues. Let me know again down in the descriptions if you do. Comment in the comments if you are having these weird issues. But anyway, I'm just keeping the controller. You'll have seen the whole time. I had the controller pointed up a little bit, and it looked like the RC went down a notch. So I'm really just trying to bring it down a little bit and point it like right towards the drone. Yeah, we're down like 1 point. Just continuing to fly along the road here. I may have to actually pick it up a little higher. It looks like I might run into these trees. I think I want to cross the road. There's that quarry that I showed you guys in my last flight test. I'm going to possibly explore that with some RC vehicles, trucks and stuff, when I do my next review on a truck or something. I don't know, hopefully they don't. I'll have to go when nobody's there. Hopefully they don't kick me out. Anyway, still flying. I'm going up now. I'm pushing up a bit on the stick because I'm getting kind of close to these trees, right? And we're still at RC 5 bars. Yep. Very good. So that means that's the FPV and the control and everything. No issues there. And you can see on the compass there. Boy, I want to make sure I don't hit any of these treetops. I do have all the sensors off, the forward obstacle avoidance, just so it doesn't use any power. Okay, guys? So I'm just pushing up a little, gaining a little bit of altitude, because you really don't want to be in anybody's Wi-Fi either for the best range. So that RC signal's dropping between 4 and 5 as I go up. Yeah. Pretty impressed so far. We're reaching 2 miles just about. Again, I'll have that be popping up on the screen. A little bit worried there in the beginning with that weird wandering issue, but now it seems to be flying straight. Now I have my right stick completely forward, and you can see how it looks like it's going pretty straight. I'm just kind of pushing up a little. I want to be going to those peaks in the background, and you can see how those are kind of disappearing as I come down. I'm pushing up a little, gaining some altitude, and look at them there. See them? Right over the hill there. Those are the peaks we're shooting for. And I can see that in my hat cam. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's probably not. It's like 20 miles away. And I'm just flying straight for them. This will be interesting once we get over the peak with these trees and stuff. How this is. But yeah, this mountain comes up, that's for sure. I still got 4 bars of RC signal. Yeah, I'm going to push up a little more just in case. Look at this. Yeah, there's a house there to the right. Looks like there's a couple of structures I might fly over. But look at this opening up, oh my gosh, to the south. I'm in the southwest here and I'm flying pretty much straight north. Look at that. So let's get up a little bit away from these power lines. So now it looks like that peak. Now I'm on the, this is actually my mother's subdivision over here, way up the hill. RC signal dropped down to 3 bars for a sec. I'm just kind of moving the controller around, just slightly tilting it up or down. And you can see how it's dropping in between 3 and possibly 4 bars. Just trying to go right towards those peaks there. And it's the controller also had a compass calibration too that I did, because you want the controller to be calibrated as well, so you can have this little compass on the bottom left here. You see that on the screen. So guys, we've been recording for 8 minutes and I haven't even been keeping track, excuse me, but we're passing 3 miles now. Looks like we're just about 3 miles out. And yeah, this is kind of the subdivision my mother lives. So I don't really want to go down, right? Because if I go down now at all, even though we're at 342 feet, I will be, you know, going over the edge of that mountain, right? And I don't want it to block the signal. So I'm going to stay up this high. We're at 77% on the extended battery. Phenomenal. RC signal getting low. Uh-oh. Just had a little cutout for a second. A little information on the screen. Uh-oh. Is this going to be it? It's dropping in and out. Still shows I'm going 23, 24 miles per hour. This may be it for the advanced controller with the screen on it, guys. I'm going to cancel return to home. Still going. I'm just going to push it a little further. Oh yeah, the gimbal I forgot to tilt. See, the gimbal is like kind of stuck. So this might be it for this this controller. Looked like that was like 18,000 feet. Everything kind of shut down. You see that? We got a gray screen. So just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and hold down that return to home button manually on the controller there. And it looks like the signal kind of came back. Boy, we only used 74%. Amazing. And that's where we were dropping out with this bad boy. So, I don't know. Controller with the screen on it, not great. I don't think we'll have any trouble getting back, because unless there's some wind, I don't want to speak too soon, because look how much power we have left, 72%. But look at this. So if you look at the compass over here on the left, you can see where I'm standing is the green dot, and you can see the controller's basically pointing. There's an arrow on the green dot. That's where I'm pointing. The drone is directly in front of me, which is good for signal. You want to have that directly in front. But look at the blue, kind of transparent bottom half of this compass. You see this? So you see how it's not perfectly level. It's tilting up towards the right a little bit, is coming up. What that means is the craft is leaning towards the right to compensate for wind. Okay. Doesn't look like there's much, but let's keep track of that thing as we fly and see how this thing wants to tilt. Okay. So I'm literally just going to be letting it return to home this whole way. So this part might be kind of boring, but as you can see, wow, the RC signal came back full strength. What in the world? That's amazing. I have fully tiltable gimbal here, and you know, as it's coming back, you can't turn the head like I'm turning the head left and right, nothing's happening, but you can still tilt the gimbal, and get some cool footage in just a straight line coming on back. Let's see what we land at. Okay, so effectively, I'll have the mileages all pop up like I usually do, guys. But it looks like effectively, gosh, just over, right around 3 miles, over 3 miles, 3.5-ish, with this controller, with the screen on it. And the antenna is kind of built in. So, you know, might be, let me see if I actually have my Wi-Fi on. Nope, everything's off. You see up there, you can turn your Wi-Fi off and on, or your Bluetooth, but it kind of turns everything off when you launch, just to give you the best signal with this controller. Since it is like a little Android tablet, mini tablet phone without any mobile data, you just hook it up to the Wi-Fi on your house or your tethered phone or whatever. It, you know, it's going to have the ability to have this stuff. While we're coming back, so some cool features. If you go into the settings on the top right up here, these 3 little dots, I'm going to tap it. And it should just be returning home. Now you can see that I have all the bypasses off. I just turned it off just in case it uses up some extra power. I did want to get that 4K 30 footage for you guys though, at least. But I'll have this screen up now. You can see how I have everything kind of set. And check this out. You can look at the battery info. And I've only had 2 cycles on this battery so far. And then you can look at the voltage. Okay, so I've seen DJI drones, usually they're above 3 volts when they absolutely make you land. So I really don't think they're going to be damaging any battery, even though if you push them like to the maximum. This little owl's like clicking away here. It's like a solar panel on his head, but I think the mechanism to turn his head like broke, so he makes the noise, but he doesn't do anything except blow with the wind. They're just like woodpecker deterrents, you know, for the house and stuff around here. Rodents and all that. If you guys live out in these parts, you might know what that's all about. Anyway, looking back at the screen, guys, 60% power left, and we're at 20. It's still got 26 minutes, almost 27 minutes fluctuating. You can probably hear that wind in the trees. It's probably doing that same thing out there. But you can see that time on the top right fluctuating as wind hits it, and it's putting more power into the motors or less power. Now it went up to 33, so you see that's like a gust behind it. So pretty cool how they have like real-time flight time info depending on how much power it's using and how much wind is hitting it. Went down to 18 minutes right there, so getting a frontal gust probably. And we can keep track of that also by, remember I was telling you the compass on the bottom left. You can see that, you know, very light blue or teal even, if you will, on the bottom of the compass there is now pretty far up to the right. So it looks like the wind is coming from its right front, and the drone is trying to tilt to the right to compensate and keep its line straight for our home position. We'll see how accurate that is too. I mean, I launched from this adobe wall right here on my balcony, so I'm definitely going to take over, because if you look up here in my hat cam, there's like trees and a roof right there. So, but pretty amazing how, look at, there's a roof here, a tree here, just this little slot, and it was getting like 22 satellites right here on this thing. So the GPS hardware that they have in these things now are just pretty darn amazing. So the only difficulties, if we kind of rehash that while we're flying back here, only real difficulties I'm seeing with this, or issues I should say, are, remember that IMU calibration thing. I don't know what's up with that. By the way, guys, this is the 3rd full update I've done on the drone since I've got it. So remember my first 2 videos were from Maui. where my other residence is over there, and then in Hawaii. And then this is the first one I've done in the Southwest. And I don't remember it being as bad in Maui with the IMU and the compass calibration. So who knows? I mean, maybe the shipping all the way over here, you know, that's like 3,000 miles across the ocean. Did do the compass cal, did do the IMU when I got here before I flew it. So not sure what's going on with that. But if you guys are having the same issues, maybe give me a comment like I was saying. So using the gimbal to kind of go up and down a little bit. Look at that blue sky, man. It's just a beautiful day today. Looks like we can go up to 53% at this speed on the gimbal. 53% height angle on the gimbal at, what are we coming back at, 23. Also that on the very bottom there, guys, I'll try and touch the screen here. You can kind of see my finger pop up. Right here is the mileage per hour on the bottom. It thinks I'm trying to do a face track, so I won't do that. But you can see it there on the bottom there. It says we're coming back at 23.6-ish, 23.5. Wow, yeah, the angle is really getting hard to the right now in that compass. So maybe that was part of the issue. I don't know. When we were, boy, that's coming back fast, man. I don't know if it was just killing time because I was talking or what, but wait a minute. We can't be that close. Yeah, look at this. I'm at my house already. What the heck? Okay, and look at this. We got 46% power left. So, man, I'm going to try that other controller, guys, and we are going to, I think we're going to get way farther. So it's just going to point in the direction you took off, and it's just coming down. I'm going to go ahead and turn the gimbal down so you guys can kind of see the roof of the house and stuff. This is our new house in the Southwest. Pretty cool. Looks pretty washed out. I don't know what that's all about. I have everything on auto. Anyway, let's get it close. Not hit the tree. So you see how far out it's going to be? I'm going to cancel this, pressing cancel. That's how skewed it is. So it thinks it took off from over there, and that is really about 10 feet. So this one, just like the other minis, doesn't seem to have any precision landing. But you know, we're coming back at 43%. My gosh. And look how far we went, guys. Let me turn this camera back up. Look how far we went. We went over that freaking mountain. And then we went over that and then over to the, going towards those other mountains in the background. Over 3 miles away, it seemed. Gosh, so what should we do? Should we try like another range test a different way while we're doing this? Maybe we'll do that. Hey, why not? We still got plenty of power left. 41%. Let's go this way. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more to the right and just kind of stay lower towards the trees, okay? So all I'm doing is pressing full stick forward now. I'm gonna stay a little bit lower. Of course, there might be interference with the power lines and stuff, but you know, let's just see what happens. Just about level with my head is where the drone was, and we'll just fly out this way until it tells us to return to home. Maybe we'll have a little bit better signal this way. I don't know. Let's just see how far we get. But man, with these extended batteries, my gosh, lots of flight time. So we've been technically recording for 21.42 minutes. I can see the record time on the right there. You see that on the screen I'm recording for you on my controller. And with 36% power left, boy. These DJI actually claims these batteries can fly up to like 45 minutes. So maybe, you know, in the right conditions. I mean, they test it in like a still environment, flying at like, I don't know, maybe 23 miles per hour. It seems like this one, it likes to come back at 23.5 and go out at 23.5 in normal mode. It always comes back at 23.5 in its return to home automatically. And so I'm thinking that's the most efficient flight speed for this thing. What DJI does is they usually make it return to home at the most efficient flight speed, just so you can get it back and you're not wasting any power going too fast or too slow. So anyway, still pointing it right there, and we're flying closer to all this Wi-Fi and stuff now, and still have a solid RC link. 5 bars there on the top, 32 satellites, 33%, 32% power remaining. Kind of funny how it says high altitude, fly with caution, just because it can somehow tell maybe with its barometer that I'm around 7,000 feet altitude in the mountains. And keep in mind, guys, these things they can't tell how low, like how high they are from the ground ever. Just the launch point, which is a generic 0. You know what I mean? Unless maybe there's some trees below it, or you're right around 40 feet height. It might be able to tell that. Looks like it's wandering to the left a little. I'm going to go to the right to kind of avoid these houses and stuff. So that's kind of weird. And you see, as I did that, you can kind of see that is weird. You can kind of see that compass on the left, the angle or attitude, it's moving up. So let's keep going to the right a little bit just to avoid as many houses as possible. Boy, it looks like we're going to be able to go over this ridge too if it has enough power. Okay, I'm going to cancel this return to home. You see that? You see this? So now we're risking it a bit, because I want to just see if we can get to this ridge. This is where it's probably going to get a little bit risky. Gosh, I hope we don't have to go get this. Yeah, I better just return to home. So I'm going to slowly go up, because it's going to have to go up anyway, because it has a 100-foot return to home height. So I'm going to slowly go up to 100 feet, see what kind of view we can get. Push it, push it, push it. And then just go ahead and return to home now. Okay, so pushing in the hardware button. Still have a 5 bars of RC signal when we turned around. That's fantastic. Let this thing just come home as efficient as it thinks. Boy, did we push this too far, guys? Yikes. Okay, here we go. Well, first part of the flight, no problem coming back at its maximum distance with this controller, but second part of the flight, this may be the risker. Jeez. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Wind's kind of hitting it from the right. You can see on the compass that color is kind of coming up to the right a bit. Man, I don't know. We'll just push it. I think it should make it back. Great thing about these drones is you can still push it, you know what I mean? Once it tries to start to slowly land, you can still push it forward and try to make it back. We're still going the same speed though, 23.5. That must be its most efficient speed. So I don't know, I'm still recording in 30 frames per second. I'm not going to stop it. You can see we've been recording and pretty much flying for 26 and a half, almost 27 minutes. So I think in my park flight, the initial testing on all the features and just, you know, my initial review flight test, I think I got around 35 minutes with the extended battery. So it's never as much as what they say, right? With these guys, at least in my experiences and a lot of other people that just fly them normally, never gonna get 45 minutes. So they always try to like kind of fudge that a little bit, just probably to make more sales, because you're never gonna get 45 minutes on this thing. At the most, high 30s. Because when is it ever going to be no wind and you're always flying at 23 miles per hour? Pretty much never. But I guess that's why they can say that, because technically maybe you could get that if all the conditions were perfectly perfect. I think we're going to be fine. 17% left, even though we pushed it that extra like minute after it wanted to return to home. 16% on our battery. Says we can fly for about 6 minutes. There's the neighborhood. Thinking about getting solar too for our house here. Not sure yet. That's a kind of a big chunk of money to get solar. Hopefully there's some more tax credits for us to get solar and make it more reusable energy friendly, right? Anyway, guys, I can see my roof there in the distance. I'm right at the edge of a national forest, so that's fantastic. Actually, no, I'm not sure if it's a national forest, but it's a local forest. I didn't see any red no-fly zones on it, so I don't think it's a national forest. But I'm right up against a forest reserve. That's why there's no houses back there. So it looks like we're going to make it just fine. Amazing. Right at 29 minutes. And here we are coming on back. Coming in hot, 23. Man, that wind, I don't know if you guys can hear it in my mic, but it's there. Cool thing is you can also pull down as it's returning home. I'm pulling down on the stick. And check it out. There is the porch. Let's just pull it on down. Oh, video recording stopped. I'm gonna also stop, return to home. Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for watching my vids and thanks for tuning in. This thing does just about 12%. It starts doing this emergency beeping, but I still have full control. I can bring it up and down. You know, I can push forward, I can fly it. So now at 10%, it really beeps at you. You can hear that, but you can still fly it fine. So let's let it come in here and I'll just catch it. Wow, so it looks like my hat cam somewhere along there, the card ran out of storage, so I'm recording on the actual camera now. So I don't know when that ran out. Sorry guys. I probably should have turned it off and saved some storage while we were flying way the heck out there. But anyway, pros and cons on a Mini 3 Pro range test. My first experience with this one with a range test. Pretty amazing. You could see a little bit wonky when we were trying to first start out, where it had that weird wander. It looked like it was going to the left and turning. And I had to keep correcting the sticks. But then when we kind of came back and went out again, it looked like it was spot on control. So maybe a little bit in the software calculations or compass issue. Also the IMU on this one is, remember I was talking about that, is it's like keeps wanting me to calibrate it. So maybe another little defect. Who knows, maybe it's just a bad IMU. But anyway, guys, we didn't get as far as I thought it was, and it's probably because we're using this controller. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bind my other controller in the next video and see how far that one gets with the antennas that flip up. Because you can use that same controller. It's the, gosh, what is it called? DJI RC, I guess. They have such weird naming, but still pretty cool for just a tiny little 249 gram craft. Now remember this was with the extended battery, and you could see just how much flight time we had. Second flight out, I just decided to go a little more to the right, go to that little bluff over there across the valley, and it wanted to turn back. We probably could have made it up to or past that bluff, so we definitely could have pushed it a little more. And that's good to know with this one, especially in this environment, you know. with what's happening with the wind and stuff, because I know the wind was hitting it from different angles while it was out there. So good to know that it has kind of resilience in this area with battery percentage, because if you remember the Avata, their FPV drone that just came out, man, I just got it to like 49%, and I had to land it like down there about, I want to say about a half a mile away in my subdivision, because I couldn't even get back. It was like 0% for like a couple minutes. Just completely, you know, tattered. That the battery's fine, but it just couldn't come any farther back to the house. So kind of weird. Maybe they can update that one, hopefully. This one's all about the Mini 3 Pro, and I'm pretty satisfied with it, except for those couple little quirks I'm dealing with. Again, guys, go ahead and comment down below if you're having these quirks, or you know about them, or you've heard about them. And also go ahead and check out down below in the description down below. I'll have the Mini 3 Pro where you can get it. I'll also have, you know, the whole setup I'm using here, my filming setup, and products that I kind of use on a daily basis. They'll also be down below in the description, so you can check those out. Every little bit helps to support the channel and keep me going with these awesome reviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, we're going to do a flight test, a range test with the other controller, and I also want to do just one maybe with the original battery, because it's a smaller battery, you know. Maybe the wind won't be so great with that one, because there is some wind up there. I'm saying there's some gusts, maybe around like 20 to 30. You can see those trees in the background. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that range test, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.